let's move to still sitting in the front office. And now we're going to talk about our second application called Ava. And I'm going to invite Anna Mitsos, the founder and managing director of Edible Beauty, to join me on stage. We're going to talk about an active case study that we have now. And we're going to get into some of the kind of processes of how we've worked with Edible Beauty, a small business here in Australia, in actually deploying the Ava agent. Thanks, Anna, for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you. Is it working? Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's really an honour to be able to talk about Edible Beauty's experience with Decider, and I'd love to just take a minute to introduce myself. I'm the founder of Edible Beauty Australia. I'm a naturopath and nutritionist. I haven't always been. I actually started off in a very different field of finance, and my career took a little bit of a turn when I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic, and that was at 18. I became very passionate about herbs and nutrition and supplementation, and so I started studying naturopathy. In 2014, I was working in a fertility clinic, and I was seeing many women come through with, and men actually, with hormone imbalances, and I was putting them on protocols which involved supplements, vitamins, lifestyle changes, but in addition to that, I was recommending that they change their personal care products. And given we absorb over 60% of what we put on our skin, I thought, well, doesn't it make sense to be giving them something that was edible to put on their skin? But there was nothing available in the marketplace. So I actually started creating a range of skincare products that were literally edible, and hence the name Edible Beauty Australia. We also have a range of wellness products which targets beauty on the inside. So we've got that dual approach to beauty. A little bit about us, what makes us different is we've got a very strong stance when it comes to purity. We have very innovative formulas. They're very complex in their nature and also in the ingredients that we use. We're a small business, so we really do have a low head count, and so we're wearing multiple, in particular I'm wearing multiple roles when it comes to the operations, from customer service to finance to operations and marketing. So when I started talking to Paul and David back in May, the prospect of having something that was able to fuel Edible Beauty's growth was really exciting to me. And that was for a few reasons. Firstly, the time that it takes for me to create a new app or to work on a new app, I don't create the apps, but to work on new apps in the business is very extensive. We've got, as I mentioned, a low head count, and also we're just constrained with respect to resources and being able to actually hire multiple staff members to take on these roles. So this was a really exciting prospect to be able to have AI fuel our growth and to grow the business. So some of the things that you may hear about when it comes to AI, and I also was personally quite concerned about, and I must say I was a bit of a skeptic about AI, as you may also be, but I was really concerned about the company values. We're a small business, as I mentioned. We're really very focused on a customised solution for our customers that come onto the site. They're more mature, so they're very traditional in the way they shop and their approach. We're also boutique, so we want that level of really personalisation when it comes to what we're recommending. Anything automated can come across very salesy and inauthentic for us. So maintaining those brand values is really important. We also wanted this AI functionality to understand the complexity of the ingredients that we were using. We're not run-of-the-mill products, definitely have very innovative ingredients, and we wanted the AI to understand the detail of that. But also we wanted it to be using the right tone. I love my own tone, as everyone tends to in their business, which is a little bit more mature, less casual, and also very friendly. And we wanted the AI to be able to match that. We also, as David alluded to earlier, we're also very, very focused on collecting customer data. So the more customer data we have, the better it is, obviously. And we want to do that with very low effort and low cost as well. So I guess as an e-commerce predominantly business, we're very much focused on having support available to our customers 24/7 and having the ability for a customer to interact with our site at any level or depth that they wish is also very important to us. So they were some of the must-haves that I was very particular about when I started talking to David and Paul. And as you'll come to see, I was quite sort of pleasantly surprised by what came about, and we'll share that with you.
We took those must-haves really seriously, and Anna was, I think, a fantastic case study for a typical small business and what they expect, right? And if we talk about those critical things, it's low headcount, it's deep institutional knowledge, but at the same time poor, right? Because Anna has tons of things to do in her business and grow her business. So can we take the Decider platform in a low-touch way to deliver a productivity result that she was looking for? So just like we discussed today, we created an AI parallel with Edible Beauty. So here are the things that are connected to the Edible Beauty AI parallel. You have Klaviyo, which is an email marketing system, Fishbowl, which is procurement, you have TikTok, you have Instagram, Meta, you have Google Ads, those are the outbound advertising platforms, and of course you have other things like CSV files, videos of Anna in presentations, PDF files, you name it, got dumped into the AI parallel. And remember, that's the only process that we had to do, and we created Ava as the interaction layer to sit on top of this platform to be able to make sales on the Edible Beauty website. Now, if we talk about the process, this was our first ever deploy of the AI parallel and deploy of one of our apps on a live site. And as we went through the process, it was pretty much a straightforward exercise, Anna, if I'm not too bold to say, in the sense that we spent the first 4 weeks in bringing the AI parallel together, and arguably we were able to do all of our connections and data entry into the AI parallel in the first week or so. And then we launched Ava, and Ava was arguably intelligent within a few hours on the Edible Beauty business. We were able to query Ava. Ava was giving pretty nuanced results on the back of that. And what we did was we spent the next 4 weeks working with Anna in a light touch way to be able to tune Ava to become almost like Anna's avatar, right, on the Edible Beauty website. Once Anna was comfortable, we were able to then shift it to, just like another parallel with an AI, with a website, is we launched what we call a domain parallel. So this was the website that's powered by Decider that went to 5% of the traffic of Edible Beauty website. And when we were happy we didn't have a Skynet moment and Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't show up to kill me from the future, we then flipped it across to 100%. And so from end to end, our first deploy was an 8-week process. And at the point of, I would argue, 2 weeks into our live deploy, we were pretty much ready to launch Ava to 100% of traffic on it. And so what we're going to show you now is Ava in action, and Anna's going to talk through some of the nuance, which is really important to think about. And I want to set the scene here. Is like if you go to any beauty business or any e-commerce business and you go on their chat that's AI, what it will typically do is anytime it has a problem, it'll smash you with products or smash you with an email address to reach out to customer service. So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind as we go through this particular demo here.
So this is us demonstrating Ava in action. So this is a typical scenario where Ava introduces herself, and you can see she's quite friendly and pleasant, which is to my delight. So she asks about the name. She asks the customer for their name, and this is Pravesh. So she does then offer that Pravesh will either take a consult with myself, which is fantastic because we're maintaining that personalisation, or can take a skin analysis for a really customised recommendation for his skin. And she then goes through and asks various questions to really determine the skin type. And he will then ask, she then sort of mentions one of our ingredients, and she's very sophisticated. She then ends up answering the question about what that ingredient is in a very sophisticated way. We haven't told her this, she just knows. She knows all about our complex ingredients, which is fantastic. And so he then proceeds and asks about the benefits of turmeric, and we use turmeric in one of our serums, and there's a lot of nuances around turmeric. It sounds like a simple food product, but there's so many benefits when it comes to the skin. And Ava, of course, knows all of those benefits and lists them out. Again, without any guidance from us, she has this information. We're gathering our customer data, which is so important, previously only really using surveys ad hoc to collect this information. And then she's also very on brand. She's asking about the wellness products, which are so important to our philosophy and that holistic view of the skin. And so he's answering that question, and then she's at this point in time, she's unable to help with the order, but we've got some new progress on that, which is very exciting. I think even just overnight, she can assist with that now. So she goes on and determines whether he needs a sunscreen, basically. Some more questions. She's very quick and fast. There's not much of a delay in terms of her answers. Asking about the eye area. She's just gathering all the information now. So now she's come up with her product recommendations, which is fantastic. As I mentioned, there's developments to this now where this is an inside experience. These can be added immediately to cart. But she's fantastic at knowing what products to recommend based on the answers, and uses that intellect to do that. She's great at providing coupons, which we've also given her parameters on, but she's giving a 25% coupon. And this is important for us with that first customer interaction. It takes them over the line with that purchase. Now asking a little bit more about a specific product, and she's able to actually list out, and she's identified, there's obviously a significant ingredient list, but she's able to identify exactly the ingredients she should be mentioning, and she knows they're active, and she knows what to say about all of them, which is impressive. So Ava's done a great job. Now she's sort of also talking about me again, asking if this person wants to have a consult, which is, again, bring that personalisation back, which we love, and this is very helpful. So you can see her tone's very friendly. She's very polite. She's always on brand. We'll see that a little bit later on as well.
And so with Ava, we were able to, let's jump to the next slide here. There we go. With Ava, you'll see really quickly that she was quickly intelligent. And I want to talk about like something around artificial intelligence. We're going to use the term inhuman. It's used negatively a lot, but in terms of artificial intelligence, I want to kind of change your frame and think about it positively. Ava knows the products better than most humans. Probably Anna knows a little bit more, but Ava knows the ingredients of the products better than any human on it. So this is a really powerful way to now start scaling your brand. I can tell you, Pravesh, who is that person, his skin is glowing, so here's a plug for Edible Beauty's products. But it's highly nuanced. It's available 24/7, 365. People buy day and night, and it's unlimited concurrent sessions. I'm sure we've all called some telco for customer service one way or another, who sounds to say, yes, we have humans in the thing, but those poor humans have 10 concurrent conversations. It takes 3 minutes between every chat to get back of it. Ava is instant and fast on the back of it. And also what we'll be launching as well is Ava is conversational in over 172 languages. And so we've turned that off when we first started it, but for the Edible Beauty business now, it can converse pretty much anywhere in the world, and it can deliver its products anywhere in the world. Now, we saw a great version of Ava. So I put this in this morning because when I'm online, I'm really nice today, but when I'm online, I'm a jerk. I'm a full jerk. So what I wanted to do was actually hit Ava on as a jerk would do online, right? Time poor, I know nothing about beauty. And so we started to say Ava. It's like, Ava, can you give me my name? No way, I'm not giving you my name, right? And that's perfectly fine. Let me give you an offer, right? No, just tell me what your best product is. And you can look at my keyboard abilities as well. It gives the most popular product and most successful product for Edible Beauty. And I say, is this expensive, right? And I want you to look at Ava's response. It actually gives a nuanced response to the value of the product because it's $190. And I said, how does this compare to Nivea? I'm asking it about a competitor here. And look at the nuanced response that it gives. It doesn't shit on Nivea, but it clearly outlines in the brand values that Anna has put into it that Nivea uses synthetic products and Edible Beauty uses organic products, right? And I asked, who is Anna? Because that's important if this is all about it. Well, there's about Anna. And then, because I was doing the demo this morning, I thought it'd be funny just to ask who his maker was. So we'll see in a moment. What is the cheapest product on it? And it gives a really fantastic result on the cheapest product, but look at, if you have a quick read of it, it says, I ask it, why is it cheap? Right? So any other chatbot that you're on will just smash you with the product or send you the customer service. So Ava has to think a little bit longer, another half second longer in this one, because it's offered at a lower price because it's a sample size product. It allows you to try before committing to a larger purchase. Right? What products contain turmeric? Which I've been spelling wrong for the last 6 months, but I realized that. And pronouncing it wrong. And so there's a turmeric skin brightening booster, right? But then I say I'm allergic to turmeric, right? So I'm a big jerk this morning. I was a bit nervous. So I was a big jerk this morning. And it said, okay, well, I'll make sure not to recommend anything with turmeric in it. Now remember, that's a serum, right? And so say, don't recommend any turmeric. And so I go off script again. Okay, Ava confirms.
So I was a bit worried about this part. I thought that she might recommend an eye serum, but she did well, and she's recommended the right product here.
Yeah.
And it's another equivalent serum without the turmeric inside it. So she's very clever, Ava, and I can trust in her, which is a big thing to say. So I think early on, before we started seeing Ava being developed, I wasn't so sure.
Yeah, I tried a Turing test here just to give it a hit, and then I asked, what am I allergic to, right? So in Ava's constitution, it is not allowed to give personal information out, right? So even in the chat, it's saying, I'm unable to show you that, right? So it's following the rules. And said, can I get the serum, right? So it's going back to my last thing that I wanted. Can I get it cheaper? Give me a code. We've all done it. We all look for a code, come on. Right? Get a 25% discount, right? Out of it, and you can get a skin analysis. So it's bringing you back into the process, right? Ava's trying to collect information on you. And now it goes through and starts that process again that we have. So even jerks like me, right, can't get through Ava on the back of it. So, and the cool thing is Ava works. What we're looking at, and with Edible Beauty, we actually had a fantastic baseline to go against because Anna's team had a human-powered chat for 12 months prior to that. And so we were able to compare like-to-like performance. And if you look through the funnel, let's start at the very bottom, Ava increased the basket size by 50% compared to a human, right? Ava's on all the time. Ava never gets tired. Ava's always attentive. It's always cheery, even to jerks like me, right? And it drives more revenue. But also what Anna said, and if you remember back to the beginning of the presentation, one of the goals was to collect information on a customer. So Ava worked hard to capture information because remember, its goal was to grow revenue over a 12-month period. And this is a subscription product. So it knows that even though it may not get a sale in the chat, we're going to be able to get to that customer again. And so Ava works, and what's really fantastic is now, like the Decider Parallel, it's the first application within Edible Beauty, and we're really excited to start expanding it and adding more products into it. And so we have what's next for Ava, intelligent one-on-one skincare assessment training, which you would have seen in that demo there, as well as outbound SMS, automated blog production, which we'll talk about, demand-based pricing, and bundling. We're going to be working with Anna to describe the goal lines, and Ava will be able to discount on the customer in a live chat based on who they are. Because remember, AI can see everything at the same time. It knows if it's an existing customer. It knows if customers look like that customer and what the outcomes have been. And also, we're launching Ava within the Shopify platform. So the million-plus businesses that do commerce online through the Shopify platform will now be able to access Ava. And what's really exciting is we'll be launching this shortly, is we're actually expanding the ability of Ava within the Edible Beauty website. So what we're seeing here is actually Ava building a live website in real time based on the chat. So you can see here what's on sale that I might like, and essentially Ava is building the entire website in real time for that particular customer. And notice, like, this sale is just for you, Emily. How do it's putting customer questions that are most common for that particular customer type coming in. And Emily is an existing customer, and Ava already knows that. So it's going to go through quickly, but it already knows that Emily is an existing customer, and it's pulled her records on file, her address and her shipping address, and her credit card information, right? So this in the past, you have to remember when you're buying online, you are going through dozens of clicks to be able to find that. And so we have just cut through all of that journey to get to the customer right away. And remember, the AI parallel is containing all the information on the edible beauty business, and it's driving that outcome. Its goal is to grow revenue on a 12-month period, and in an inhuman way. You can imagine 30,000 people hitting this will have 30,000 unique experiences on it, all optimized to get them to transact in the back of it. So with that, thank you, Anna.
Thank you,
that was Ava, and Anna, thanks very much.